So guys, I wanted to do a different little video today. So I think this is probably one of my most excited video in a long time. This one has some good feelings behind it and everything like that. So let's dive in and talk about it, shall we? So guys, if you were to tell me years ago that we were going to have a golden age of Digimon, this would probably be it. At the moment, we are at the precipice of greatness for Digimon. We have never had this much food to eat for Digimon in years. The fact that we have a card game, a anime going, we now have a light novelization, plus the fact of everything else going on, that we're in a good, amazing spot, to be honest with you. I love that we have so much going for us in Digimon and that we have never had before. I love that, you know, Time Strangers is a thing right now that players get to experience for the first hand, and people that weren't even big Digimon fans are definitely hyped for it. To be honest with you, that's huge. A lot of players can't tell me at the end of the day that they were expecting this. You know, files that said Digimon story, Time Stranger has officially beaten Pokemon Legend ZA. Digimon has never competed on a level before against Pokemon in a way that players would actually go like, oh my god, I'd rather pick up this game. No, I'd rather pick up this game. No, we are now standing toe to toe and finally have stepped ahead of none other than Pokemon. At the end of the day, we haven't had two Titans like this. We've always been the classification knockoff of none other than Pokemon. People will always say, oh, Digimon's just a knockoff. We know, yeah, blah, 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 blah. So while the two games are tied when it comes to critic score, Digimon Time Strangers has completely obliterated ZA by user score. The players are so happy for it. Finally released earlier this month, a staggering 8 years after its first announcement, which is great. The latest game in the long-running franchise takes players with putting together their own team of Digimon to battle through dungeons and take incredible challenge bosses, all while solving a long-time traveling mystery. So, Pokemon ZA released just a couple weeks after Digimon Time Strangers hit store shelves, reigniting a dedicated decades-old rivalry between the two franchises. At first, Digimon Legend ZA reviewed placed it ahead of Time Strangers from the standpoint of the professional critics. But now that the games are tied, the Time Strangers and ZA user scores. So let's take a look here. We can take a look and see 9.4 user critic acclaim saying they love this game. And I'm happy. This is great. For something like this to even exist, we're in a time where Time Strangers graphically looks better than what Pokemon has put out in years. Has greater features than Pokemon has in years. And to be honest with you, we've had this, but graphically, we've given everything. Bandai took no stops on Time Strangers, and that 8 years proved what you could do. We are at a $7 game. Yes, this game is $70 to $100. But you know what? This is all worth it. To be honest with you, we got everything. No bugs, no anything that's going to make people upset. And they felt like their money was worth it this time. Time Strangers brought that value in. That is huge for player bases. Especially this will help grow us. To be honest with you, Pokemon Legend ZA sitting at 79. We're at 79. Again, meta scores fluctuate anything. We were at 81, they were at 81, and then we slowly ticked down, right? And we've been a top seller for a bit on even Steam, but you know, general dislike for this game is at 3.7% for Pokemon ZA, and it's because it feels like they didn't put all their time and money into it. Again, areas feel small when you have only the big donut and you play in a pizza. You know, at the end of the day, yeah, I enjoy the game. Don't get me wrong. I have been playing pretty nonstop with it. It's a great game to play when you're on the go and stuff like that. Battles aren't that long. You know, shiny hunting is a dream come true in Pokemon Legends EA. But at the end of the day, we are here for, you know, talking about everything. The fact that at the end of the day, players want to feel like their money is worth. Again, we're in an economy that struggles to get by. So something that's going to give you hours and hours of worth of your dollar to investment is important now. A lot of players value that. Yes, you can slam down GTA 5, GTA 6, 852 bloody times or anything like that. But at the end of the day, you know, new COD, everything like that, everybody is just tired of them not making the best foot forwards, right? So stuff like that is important when it comes down to everything, right? So at the end of the day, I'm glad that we're in an age where we can say, you know, Digimon Time Strangers is doing something. We have people that weren't even Digimon fans popping in and just going like, I saw the anime back when I was a kid, you know, 4Kids, shenanigans, everything like that. Yeah, we know this happened, but now they're experiencing Digimon again, realizing this is just way bigger than Pokemon now. You know, this will lead players from being, you know, just the video game fans to now seeking out the TCG, and even bringing into the fact we have Digimon Beat Breakers, which is an extremely solid anime too. Just for the first couple episodes, chef's kiss. I wish it was dubbed. I would watch it more, but I've been watching it subbed. Yes, I know the dub will come out sooner or later, probably on, you know, Crunchyroll or something, like, not on Crunchyroll. What is it? It'll probably play on Cartoon Network because that's where the last Digimon played. So again, it looks like Cartoon Network oversaw Digimon this time around. And again, Digimon Beat Breakers going to Cartoon Network, I can live with it. But again, we've had a little bit of a drought for Digimon for a little bit, but they've taken their A game to the next level. And with Digimon Liberators being like the ultimate tie-in for the card game, God, this makes people connect. This has been probably Bandai's best decisions in a long time, and I'm really excited to see where they continue to grow. You know, we're on BT23. We had sets. These are correlated into basically everything. These correlate into the anime. It weaves into the video games now more comfortably because, again, we haven't had much into that. And then we've had like advanced structure decks that gets players into the game. You know, we're in a great spot for long term. You know, we have Digimon Worlds coming. We have, you know, these great play mats coming along. We have stuff that just feels great to be a Digimon fan. At the end of the day, we've gotten to a point where, you know, we're just eating good. I think at the end of the day, Digimon is in its golden age, and it's, if anybody were to tell you otherwise, they're crazy. This has been the best starting off of an end of a year for Digimon fans ever. You know, we got a video game that's critically positive across the board for many AAA titles. You know, this will go down in history as Digimon's year. And I hope to see Digimon grow even further. Your locals, your, you know, at-home community, stuff like that. I hope to actually start streaming Time Strangers. I've been holding off because, I just haven't had a crazy enough time to actually invest into it. But I really want to give that to you guys soon. So starting next week, I will have at least one live stream of Time Strangers. I don't know what day yet, but I will. I think it might be Tuesday, possibly. But guys, what do you guys think? Let me know down in the comments. Hit that like button, hit that subscribe button, stay safe, stay healthy, and let's bring Digimon to the most hype peak ever. Peace.